Hey, it's Corpsey. We're back at Monsterpalooza. This is a special Monsterpalooza because we're promoting a movie I wrote and produced and I'm kind of in called Cynthia. And two of our stars are here.
Woo!
That's Scout Taylor-Compton and Bill Moseley from The Devil's Rejects. What should you tell people about seeing Cynthia?
It's a wild roller coaster ride with a lot of iconic characters.
I'm Tony Timpone. It's great to be with you folks here on the anniversary, the 10th anniversary of the world's greatest horror convention, monster celebration, Monsterpalooza. Yes. Our first preview of the day is for a gruesome little film. It's called Cynthia. I've seen this film. It's terrific. It's really nasty. It gives It's Alive a run for the money. It's a killer baby movie. Here to talk about giving birth to this fearsome little flick. Welcome, Robert Rhine. Producer, also publisher of Girls and Corpses magazine.
Hey, thank you so much for all coming to this crazy event. Kind of a weird time, right? 11 a.m. it opens, and you have to be, it's like you have to be beamed up to get here on time. It's like crazy. Well, thank you for being here. You know, and I think this is the coolest event because we have the coolest people here. They're going around looking for celebrities. We got the hottest people here right now, so you're in the right place. So, without further ado, let me introduce you to a couple people involved in this movie. It's a movie that I wrote, I produced, and I'm also in, but you'll have to find me in the movie. It's a part of, you get a prize. And we're going to show some clips today that no one's seen, some clips from the film. It's a crazy film. Let me first introduce, I'm going to bring out the director of the film, and by the way, there's two directors. We'll talk about how that works. One is Kenny Gage, and the other is Devin Downs. Come on, Devin. Let's bring out the rest of the team. Who do we have here? Next, we're going to bring another actor. We won't see him in a clip today, but he's in the movie. And I'll explain a little about him because he's a very interesting guy. James O'Halloran. Come on, James. Come on out. Grab a seat. Grab a seat. Yep. Next, we're going to bring out someone you've never heard of. Anyone heard of The Devil's Rejects? Anyone heard of that movie? Have you heard of it? I haven't seen it. I hear it's very good. And he's in something called The House of, what is it, the Crazy Corpses? 10 Corpses? House of 1,000 Corpses. Bill Moseley. Mr. Moseley, come on out. There you go. Oh, shit, we're going to explain that. You got some microphone.
Explain that.
And then I'm going to bring out the star, our beautiful star of Cynthia. Where would you like to sit, Bill? On my lap?
You know, I'm left-handed.
So is that mean this side or that side?
Yeah, this is good.
All right. Don't hit me in the head with the mic. Now I want to bring out a very special actress who is the lead in Cynthia. We are extremely lucky to have her in this film. You may remember her from Halloween. Who saw Rob Zombie's Halloween 1 and 2? She's always covered in blood and screaming. It's Scout Taylor-Compton, ladies and gentlemen. Scout Taylor-Compton. Come take a seat here, Scout. Do I want to sit in the middle or you don't want to sit in the middle? I'll sit here. So you're probably wondering what this is all about. So
That's a Mother's Invention song.
is it really?
Yeah.
What's it called?
You're probably wondering why we're here.
Does anyone know that Bill Moseley also had a band? Anybody can name the name of the band that Bill Moseley had?
Yo!
Cornbucks. I said, what did I say to you today?
Corn dogs.
I said corn dogs, and he almost ripped my ears off, which was a horrible moment. So let me just give you a brief understanding of what this film is. It's a crazy movie I wrote about kind of the perfect couple who all they want to do is procreate. They want to have a child, and they can't. And I know a lot of people have trouble with that, being able to have children. So they go through all the process of everything you can do, and shots and pills and everything, because our lead character, Robin, doesn't feel complete without a child. And then, lo and behold, luck of all luck, she gets pregnant. But it's not exactly what she thinks. And I don't want to tell you too much about this movie, but it's very scary, it's very funny, and we have some really wonderful characters in it. I'm wondering if, maybe it would be best to show you some of what it is, because you have no idea what I'm talking about right now. My lips are moving, and I see there's people there. And then we'll tell you, oh, by the way, a couple other people that are in this. Sid Haig is in this movie, too. Anyone hear of Sid Haig? Sid Haig is in this film. Robert Lasardo. Do you know Robert Lasardo? Anybody? Got tats on his neck. He has a great scene in The Human Centipede 3 that I can't really discuss. Did anyone see that movie? No one saw it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, let's lower the lights. Let's run. We have a couple sneak peeks at this, and then we can discuss why the hell we made this movie, and we'll talk to all these wonderful people. Roll the clips. And there you go. Thank you so much.
Bill, you looked mighty sexy in that dress. I think it's a good look.
And it wasn't hard to get him in that dress because Bill, and by the way, what's the name of the character, Bill?
Buttercup.
And who came up with that name?
I did.
And then we dressed it in what color?
Yeller.
Yeah. So, anyhow.
Blonde wig.
Just
and pearls.
What's that?
Pearls. The
Pearls.
are really important.
Pearls. He's so method, he slept outside by the trash can all night, which was really, we appreciate that. So just basically, you know, we're glad you guys got to see these sneak clips. We have some interesting news because the film just won Best Horror Film at the IFS Film Festival. It will be screening in May, probably at the Grove or one of the Pacific theaters near that area. And also Sid Haig won Best Supporting Actor for that festival. So we're very excited. So there's good things ahead, and we hope you will all, you know, tell people that this movie is going to be coming out hopefully later this year. Does anyone have a question about what the hell they just saw and why? Film was all shot in LA, as expensive as we could do. The permits were killers. We shot in LA. As I said, we have 2 directors who were terrific. By the way, there's a movie called Anarchy Parlor. Have you ever seen Anarchy Parlor? So Devin Downs and Kenny Gage directed Anarchy Parlor. Robert Lusardo was in that movie. They spoke to him about our movie, which he wanted to do. And in the film, when you see the janitor pass by, there's this girl and they're looking at each other. It's because, what happened?
Yeah, she's the lead of Anarchy Parlor, so it's a little Easter egg for the folks who know. So that was that little moment of recognition in there. Just stash that away. You will see Cynthia if you see the movie.
You will.
It's
you
not
will
all
see Cynthia.
POV.
Yeah, I mean that's, you know, gives you a bit of the tone, and of course James Halloran is in it. He has a really cool role. And by the way, just as an aside, because it's such a great PR thing, but is this your first feature film role?
It's my second role, and the other film is not out yet.
Not
either,
out.
so,
Okay.
Yeah.
Any of you watch The Price is Right?
Oh my goodness!
He's the guy that is the first male ever on a game show. Just tell me, just briefly, what was that all about?
Well, they had there was a guy who was on there briefly before me, but they had a nationwide search to find the next guy, and I'd just moved from Australia. This is not a native American accent, if you didn't notice. For about 6 months I'd been here, and I was at the gym, and a friend of mine said they're trying to find a new model for The Price is Right. And I didn't really know much about it. I just sort of rocked up there that day, and they had everyone lining up, and they gave me a guitar, and they went, all right, show this off. And I was like, okay. It's a bass guitar, so I slapped the bass a little. And then they were like, great, we'll see you tomorrow. And this just occurred for about 5 days in a row. They had us do scenes with people from Young and Restless and this whole thing. And before I know it, I'm like the next... Yeah, the guy, they picked me, and so I'm up there with Drew Carey, you know, doing the show in the middle of pop culture America, and that's been the last 3 seasons I've been on there.
And we're gonna milk that as much as we can.
And he does an amazing job in this movie. He really does.
By the way, that was a great surprise. We found him, we tested him. It was like, wow, this guy can really act. So.
Can we not say who he plays in the movie?
We're not going to say who he plays. We're going to keep it a secret. Scout, what did you, of all the roles that you've wanted to turn down?
This was number one.
This is the one.
No.
Tell us about what you thought. What appealed to you for the character of Robin, besides the pay, the paycheck? Other than that, what drove you to the script?
Honestly, probably all the characters were very original. And they all kind of like, I feel like every character in this movie, you could take one and go make another movie.
We're going to do that.
Yeah. They just like, I just love the script, and I love the people that you were getting involved. And it was my first time to like be pregnant, and I wanted to do something like the role that I've never played before.
And we want you to know she wasn't actually
No,
pregnant.
guys, I don't have a child.
By the way, so this is, by the way, anyone here of Girls and Corpses magazine? Anyone? Thank you. 3 of you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm the editor-in-chief. I created Girls and Corpses. It was a very successful magazine. I don't know if you were here yesterday, but it led to a hearse, which was out front. That's my 1959 Cadillac hearse. We did an issue already of Cynthia, kind of promoting the magazine. We're going to have some news very shortly about its distribution. We are going to be also afterwards, just to mention, we have a table, $2.99. We are going to be bringing Scout and Bill Moseley to our table to sign. But if you want to be first, we might be able to go to the side. We have a couple things. I have some issues this here. I also have the T-shirt, the Cynthia T-shirt. And oh, hold on a second. Talk about yourself for a second. This is Bill Moseley. You have a mic.
I got a mic, yeah. Talk about myself for a second. Well, I really enjoyed, I loved this part. I remember when actually Corpsey called me up and said, I've got this part. It's like nothing you've ever played before. And he was right. And
Well, you know, Bill and I go back because he's been on 2 covers of Girls and Corpses
Right.
magazine. First, we chopped off his head on our Religion is Dead issue, which was wonderful.
Right.
And the last one is, I don't know if you saw, we did Gilligan's Cannibal Island. And Bill was Billigan. Sid Haig was the skipper. The real Ginger Lynn, who's in The Devil's Rejects, is Ginger. So, you know, we go all the way when we do stuff.
and Pisser was the cannibal.
And Pisser was the cannibal. I do have one cast member that I just wanted you to see very briefly. Hold this for a second.
Oh my God.
First time ever. World exclusive.
Dum, dum, dum.
Monsterpalooza.
Oh my God.
Here we go.
There she
There
is.
she is.
It's my baby.
This is the star of Cynthia. We're only going to let her out for a moment.
Yes, it's her movie. We're only
She's the star. Everyone loves
we
her.
support her.
She's scary. She's fun. Let's get her over to Scout.
Yeah.
This is Mommy with her baby.
Yeah.
That's Cynthia.
That's the stunt double.
And by the way, I don't know if Mario, are you here by any chance? Mario Torres? Mario Torres, not here yet. Mario Torres did the creature in, I mean, he's done a lot, but he's the Shape of Water. You want to tell us about that?
Yeah, he was one of the guys involved in Shape of Water. You know, he's one of Guillermo del Toro's go-to guys, a friend of ours for a long time. And so we enlisted when we got basically to go all the way back to the beginning. Kenny and I were speaking with Corpsey in his backyard and about Anarchy Parlor, and he dropped this script on us and said, "Yeah, I got a really crazy script. Will you guys take a look at it?" And we're like, "Yeah, what the fuck?" So I think Kenny and I probably finished it at the same time when we called each other and we said, "This is the craziest movie we've ever read. Let's do it." So immediately, first call was to Mario, and we knew that he was the guy to bring Cynthia to life. There's actually a couple different Cynthias. The one in the movie takes 3 different puppeteers. They're actually in green screen suits. One to do the mouth, one to do the eye, then the arms were both movable. This is the stunt double made out of silicone.
Say bye-bye, Cynthia. And by the way, in future movies, she's going to grow up. Just saying.
Nice. Nice. I like that.
So, any other questions about the movie? Yes. How does she move fast? She has each special food.
Fishing line?
Yeah, fishing line. You know, she's learned to adapt. She crawls. You know, she's a baby. She moves very quickly. Any other questions? Yes.
Cynthia named after whom?
You know, the movie, she was always named Cynthia. The original name of the movie was Sisters, Cysters. But we thought that seemed like a kind of a cheaper horror movie title. And actually, Kenny and Devin suggested Cynthia. Oh, now they're going, that's good. Okay, we blew it.
That is good.
We blew it. But they suggested, let's make it, you know, kind of more of a upscale kind of thing. And I think it is. I think the reaction has been really on other levels.
Well,
What
and
do
I
you wanna
think too, if it, you know, once you're able to see the full movie, the idea behind it is she does have a character and she has a story and a really unique arc. And I think you know, by the end of the movie, people actually are all rooting for Cynthia, not against her. And so that was kind of what we were trying to do from a directorial standpoint.
What does that mean, upscale? Wait a minute. You wanted to make it more upscale?
When we hired you, you basically were the whole budget. But by the way, and I'm just gonna.
That's how I was able to afford this hat.
Yes. Just to plug another movie, I've in post-production on a film that Bill also is in. It was a 2-picture deal. Was it? It was a
That's
2-picture
it,
deal.
right?
And I'm just going to tell you the title, and you. Oh wait, hold on. Let me tell you the title, and then if you don't want to see this movie, you boo. But let me tell you the title. It's called Exorcism at 60,000 Feet. Right? Billy's in it. You had a question back there? Yes.
We didn't use green screen. We had puppeteers and green screen outfits.
I'm the producer. I don't
to
fucking
answer your
talk.
question. Yeah, and
Green
honestly,
suits. I
I
meant green
can't remember
suits.
the
Green
exact
suits.
build time on it, but and if Mario was here, he could correct me. But I want to say it was maybe 6 weeks, somewhere in there. Don't kill me if that's wrong. But
And the
couple
puppeteers
months
that were
ish, give or take.
and the puppeteers that were in the scenes when Cynthia would have to move, they had to wear green suits, which was really interesting. So I was working with like 3 people.
I thought was interesting is that the puppeteers grew close to Cynthia. I'm not kidding you. They would talk to her. They would talk about her. They would breastfeed her. It was crazy. Any questions? Yes.
And they were all male, which was really weird.
And thank you for doing that, Bill. You know, we've had a lot of discussion about that. We are going to do some merchandising. We will. Cynthia, people love Cynthia for some reason. She has a bit of a temper, as children do, but it's vicious. Okay.
Are you thinking about a plush toy?
Yeah, well, that would be more of a rubber toy, yes.
This man right here had an amazing scene that is probably the first ever, I think, in the history of Hollywood, actor battling a cyst. So there's actually a scene in the movie where he fights Cynthia, and she's about this tall, and he's about this tall. So we had a lot of fun choreographing that and all the craziness that ensued. We also had a stunt player who jumped out of a 2-story balcony into a ball pit. Holding the Cynthia.
We have a ball pit fight, ladies and
there's a
gentlemen.
ball pit fight.
To
It's
the
pretty
death.
rad.
I do want to add why Cynthia is so strong and a good fighter is James actually is MMA as well. Were you MMA? He fought a lot of fights, right?
Muay Thai, yeah.
Muay Thai. Well, did you fight Cynthia Muay Thai or did you use another?
I tried to employ a little Muay Thai, but I think she Muay Thai'd me a little bit. There's some roundhouses, and she's pretty agile.
She is.
I think,
She
yeah.
like you said, she moves very quickly.
She does.
Very surprisingly. Any other questions?
What was my thoughts about not coming back? You know, I think that they wanted to go back to the original format of what Halloween was, and John Carpenter was involved with it. And I think that they didn't want any of us back there's no one from the Rob Zombie Halloweens that are making any cameos. I think they just wanted to keep those 2 separated. But I was super bummed because I definitely wanted to continue Laurie Strode. But I'm very anxious to see this one because I'm a huge fan of John Carpenter and Jamie Lee Curtis. So I'm excited. But 2 different movies completely, obviously.
Questions? Yes, sir. Did Bill shave his legs?
No, did you see those sexy hairy legs?
No, I didn't shave the legs.
Did you tie back? I'm just wondering, did you tie back?
You know, I'm trying to remember what, in fact, I did to prepare for the part. I think the only thing I did to prepare was to go to the Mapplethorpe exhibit.
The Mapplethorpe exhibit.
That's why
yeah.
I said I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. Mapplethorpe. Other than that, it just came very naturally.
You're very comfortable in the outfit. I felt. I mean,
I got a little sunburn though. I would. If I had to do it again, I would have put on a little more sunblock.
I think it was so funny, Bill. That day of filming, you came up to me because we've worked with each other and we've done so many conventions with each other, and he looked at me and he's like, "We're gonna make it." I was like, "Yes."
make it just generally in life or through this movie.
I don't know, both.
You're gonna make it. Hey,
We serve the production, and it is called Cynthia. It's not called Buttercup, and the producer reminded me of that 100 times.
Yeah.
And so I just that was my motivation, was just do what I had to do, serve the production, have some lunch, and get the hell out of
Ooh,
it.
and the lunch was amazing, by the way. Can I just add that?
Thank you. It's
every
all about the
day
food.
lunch is
Any of you making movies, you don't even have to pay
all about
anybody.
the food.
Just great
Crafty
food.
and food. That's it.
That's all they
It's
talk
craft
about.
service-
That's
yeah,
all they
craft
care about.
service and catering.
Question?
Yeah.
Don't want to give too much away.
It was
but
some funk.
Yeah, some
the
fun.
biohazard, it's a hospital.
That was after lunch.
By the way,
Or that was before lunch, I should say.
we shot in a hospital downtown LA that's been condemned. And we shot in an area that we had to wear, masks and stuff?
Yeah.
It was pretty bad. And but it was great. There was no, what's the name of the hospital? General Torture downtown?
General Hospital.
I got no idea. But what was actually in it is our
so-
VFX person worked on True Blood, and so that was actually some of the kind of strand effects they used from the vampires. We actually threw into the garbage can, and so we were able to get some cool stuff from them.
There's a great scene in the hazmat thing that you'll just have to see. You'll have to see. Look, Scout Taylor-Compton. So you know what? I also want to ask a question to Devin, because I think you guys will be interested, is that there are two directors on this movie. Kenny really apologizes, Kenny Gage, for not being here. They are the closest two people in terms of being one mind I've ever seen of anybody. Can you explain, Devin, how the hell you work with another director and don't kill each other on a movie?
Yeah, totally. My directing partner, Kenny Gage, and I have been friends for years and years, and he apologized he couldn't make it today, but he sends his best. Basically, we alternate shots, so one of us will be on monitor, one of us will be with the actors, and this was our 6th feature we've directed together, and it really allows us to kind of move at a really rapid pace because one of us is always on monitor checking for stuff. The other one is with the actors. If one of us spots something, we can communicate it quickly, move on to the next setup, move on to the next scene.
Yeah,
so
and that never got in the way, because I remember I was like, oh my God, how am I going to deal with 2 directors? But like, you guys are one person.
yeah,
Literally.
no, you got to have a little hive mind
I
going into it.
just realized something completely I'd forgotten about, but I was at Burbank You guys have been to the Burbank one, Son of Monsterpalooza? Right? Gets a round of applause. My magazine didn't, but that did. Thank you. But anyhow, we were at the Son of Monsterpalooza, and it was 3 days before we started shooting this movie, and we had literally I went to Scout first and said, I have to have you in this movie. She goes, I'm on a film for the next, 6 weeks, and I'm so sorry, I'd love to work with you. And I'm like, oh, crap. So we go through like every actress in town. Everyone's tied up, all this stuff wasn't right. They didn't read well. 3 days, I'm sweating bullets. I get a text from Scout going, hey, how are you? And I go, how's the movie? She goes, I don't know, I'm home. I mean, you're done? She goes, yeah. I went, you want to do a movie? And right then, we negotiated, like, boom, to do this thing. It was 3 days before. And that's not that uncommon in films, as I found out.
Yeah, and Scout was absolutely awesome to work with. Bill, James, our whole cast was really amazing. I mean, really got lucky on this one. Sid Haig, true pleasure, true professional. Robert Lasardo, Lynn Lowry.
Anyone notice that old guy walking on the sidewalk? James Karen, wearing the actual suit from the Poltergeist movie. Holding the chair, if you remember the Poltergeist, he's got this crazy chair, you stick it in the ground, you sit on it. Well, Jim, Karen, and I go way back. I hate to admit it, but I was in Hard Bodies 2 with him in my Speedos. That was when I was alive. And I met Jimmy. We've been friends all these years because we had a great time, and he said he would do this, and I adore him. We have some fun extras of him doing some bits from Poltergeist as well, so that's going to be there. We're going to have an amazing extras reel, things like that. Any other questions out there? Yes, out there. It's really up to all of you. You have to tell everybody to see this movie, and then if it does well enough, then we would continue, and she will grow.
She might go to prom.
Yeah, she might go to prom. There you go. Cynthia's prom. There's a lot. There's dating. It's going to be tough, but we'll work through. In encapsulation, and I just, the original idea for this in a way is this movie starts almost like a Lifetime style movie that you think it's just a normal story about people who can't get, pregnant and their problems. And then it takes that and just goes to hell. So that gives you a little bit of impetus what it's about. Any other questions out there? Sir, out there. If you write down the IFS Film Festival,
Independent Filmmakers Showcase, Los Angeles.
in Los Angeles. They're announcing April 20th, the screening dates. If you go to the site, that's when the tickets are going to go on sale for it. So we'll be there, and it's going to be a great night. And as I say, it's already won some awards. So when's it coming on DVD? I would say later this year. We're working out something that's going to be a wonderful surprise. We may have some people here right now. I won't embarrass them, but there is something that's cooking on this, and we're hoping before the end of the year, hopefully before Halloween, that this thing will, but you're going to be hearing a lot about it. We just got back from the Phoenix Film Festival. We sold out the theater. Scout came and hung out and had a blast. So we hope for great things. And look, we all love movie making. You guys are here because you love horror. We love the genre. And this is kind of a fun blend because comedy horror is my thing. I like that blend a lot. Anything else? Maybe 2 more questions. Yes. We actually do a low-flying plane, and we gas the area, clear it out completely. I'm going to tell you a quick story. You know,
we get some sarin gas from Assad. I mean, it's
so just a very quick story. We got a permit. We were going to shoot at a house over in the Valley area.
Valley Village.
Valley Village. And
Don't shoot there.
Like right before we were going to shoot, the people in the neighborhood went so batshit crazy that they were like tearing up their lawns and taking their trees down. And one guy put a porta potty on his lawn next door, so we couldn't shoot there. And they called the police, and we lost our permit. And now we're shooting like in 2 days. This is filmmaking, right? So now we had to flip the schedule to shoot all the end scenes of the movie now first. So the first day, that fight scene we were talking about, where no one of the actors know each other, it's exactly what you don't want to do. You know, in a movie, you want to start slow, build the crew and all that. We're into the heaviest dramatic action scene on day 1 in the first hour. One more question.
That's movie making.
Anything else for Billy? He's in this crazy film. Hope you go to see his next, what was it called? Devil's 3 from Hell? Yeah. And he shaved his head. Bart?
There's Bart Nixon out there.
Bart Nixon.
Yeah, Bart.
Stand up, Bart Nixon. Come on, stand up.
Bart is
Looks like his
amazing.
brother behind him too.
I don't want to give away the movie, but I will tell you that it is impossible because they all died in the last one. So you go figure that out. Resurrection, baby. We have to get going. I want to thank you all so much.
Thank you, guys.
Tell
We
everybody
appreciate
about
you.
Cynthia.
All right, let's hear it again for Cynthia.
We had a great screening. That was fun, though, right? With the clips?
Oh, it was amazing.
Hey, what's going on? This is Pancho Moeller. Go check out the new movie Cynthia. It's awesome. My buddy Bill's in it, Scout's in it. They're crushing it in here. It's scary and fun to watch. It's an exciting movie. Check it out.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, Gabriel Pimentel. Check out the new movie, Corpses, Cynthia. Awesome movie. Check it out, guys.
Corpsey, thanks for giving birth to the horrendous, the disgusting, the gruesome Cynthia.